All right, take fucking 3. Take 3.
Take 3 at the Alpaca farm.
At the Alpaca farm.
Let's hit that intro music.
We're going to in a second. We're going to do a cold open.
Nice.
I like to do a little bit of a cold open.
It's a cold recording.
Yeah.
Thank you to your wife for the blankets.
Yeah, shout out to my beautiful wife for supplying the amazing blankets here, keeping our balls warm. Shout out to my wife keeping our balls warm. All right, let's intro the pod.
Whose pod?
What?
I didn't recognize the song at first.
Do you recognize it now?
Towards the end on our first take.
Okay.
But with the what, you're like, I did this for you. And it was like, is it what because of, what did you just fucking say, Monty?
Yeah, I picked this specifically for you. It's Javi's show. It's Javi's show. Whose show? It's Javi's show.
It's Javi's show.
The show where we talk about random shit with funny people at interesting locations. I am your host, Javi. My guest today, Monty Video, Hillsboro comedian, local creative person, an inspiration of mine, my personal inspiration for me getting back into comedy.
Nice.
I did take like 8 years off actually from comedy.
8 years
at one point, and then something like that. I was doing it in 2018. So 6 years. I was doing it in 2018, and then I just like stopped. I got kind of like semi-canceled, and not really, but I just like got into an argument online, and then I just got terrified of ever. I was like, I'm never going out in public again. So I stopped doing it.
If Monty hasn't killed himself after that bomb, then maybe I won't kill myself after this bomb.
I had no idea that you had even had any sort of troubles, but I just found your mic, and it was out in Hillsboro, and I was like, oh, that's dope. Like, it's not, and it wasn't, because I think there was another one that was in Beaverton at like a sports bar.
Have you been to that one yet?
No. Have you?
I'm trying to go Sunday. Maybe we'll do it this Sunday.
Maybe. Actually, Sunday's my daughter day.
Nice.
So.
And she doesn't like going to sports bars?
But she also goes to bed at 8, and that one's pretty late, so maybe.
Nice.
That's a good point. Maybe. And then, we're here at the Alpaca Farm and Garden. Amazing place. I'm having a lot of fun here.
How about when we first showed up with the owner, and then, like, 33 alpacas arrived to the entrance with us, and we just saw, like, the equivalent of like the skyline of a city, just building, but it was alpaca neck, alpaca head.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like those, what are they called? Lemurs? No. What's the thing that Timon is in Lion King? Meerkats?
Yeah.
You know how they're all like poking out, and I feel like it was just a bunch of fuzzy meerkats.
I feel like they ate out of our hands to impress the owner, you know? Because when I tried feeding them without the owner here, they're like, I'm not really affected by you.
Yeah, they're like, the manager's here. Let's show up. Let's eat out of these fools' hands. We're here at the Alpaca Farm and Garden. We made a $50 donation today to help out their cause. We're losing the camera. This might just be an audio only.
Is it getting lost, you say?
I don't know. Is it like spinning? Maybe? Is it spinning? We're having so many technical difficulties here at the Alpaca Farm and Garden, but it's okay. That's my fault. It's my poor planning.
Mostly the alpaca's walking away.
We're just gonna roll right through it.
It's just a video of just me. You're like,
I you in the side of the building, no alpacas in view. You going after it? Man,
let's give some correction.
I got such a janky setup. It's definitely my fault. I need to get better situated.
Wait till your daughter finds out about your podcast, says something to you, and then makes you quit this for 4 years, 6 years.
Fucking, like, dude, Dad, what was going on with that, dude? Oh man. All right, let's get some get to know you facts real quick. What's your shoe size?
I wear size 12.
No way.
Yeah.
You got that big swinging foot, huh?
Yeah, but I have a grower, not a shower. So
what does that mean? Your feet are small and then they get big?
No, I've heard this connection to like shoe size and penis.
Oh, you went straight there, didn't you?
Well, yeah,
I did too, I guess. That's why I asked.
But imagine if that was a foot reference instead. My feet actually grow.
They're growers, not showers. It'd be like a crazy track star power or something.
I run faster in warm weather.
It's like a Ronald McDonald fucking superpower.
I lose my balance often.
That'd be a
in cold
weird
weather.
Pinocchio. Every time you lie, your feet grow. All right. Do you have a favorite curse word?
I think it's a combo, but I like candy ass, or they call you like a candy ass bitch. I feel
Candy
like,
ass?
yeah.
You like that candy ass?
Yeah, I feel like
Something about that. Is it like the imagery or what is it?
I just think it's like a very colorful way of calling someone a pussy, you know, and maybe because I grew up heavy set, I was attracted to candy. It's a diss, not a compliment. You fucking candy ass.
Candy ass. Yeah. I like that one. That's a good one. What's your morning routine look like? You got a morning routine?
You know, it's different now, but 3 months ago, before my routine changed drastically, it was wake up, roll a joint, make a coffee. It was wake up, roll a joint, smoke the entire joint in the bathroom, and then before like wiping or anything, I just sit down, finish a joint, scroll on my phone, you know, and then after I'd put that joint out, I'd clean up, wash my hands, then roll a new joint to drink with my coffee.
Nice.
Yeah, but now I'm not really doing coffee that much or smoking, so I think it's just wake up and start my work shift at 6 o'clock. Jogging now. I do my first hour of jogging from like 6:15 to 7:15.
You actually jog or you just walk aggressively?
My body is in jogging pace. Like my body looks like I'm jogging, but I'm sure if I just walked
so there's
fast,
just like a lot of jostling.
Yeah, like I make my body look like I'm jogging.
Not hard to do.
But my walk meal, my treadmill, I'm like hitting like the bottom quarter of its ability. I've never done halfway.
Yeah.
I don't even know how high it goes. I just keep it at 3.8, which is a new number.
3.8.
It used to just be 3.0.
Whoa. You went a whole
0.8, yeah.
A whole 8. Nice. So you jog in the morning. You do coffee still? No weed, but you still kept the coffee, or you're not doing coffee?
I stopped coffee for a little. I had to stop the weed for a little bit for, I guess, anxiety, or in other words, I'm a pussy. And
candy ass.
What was that?
Candy ass.
I was such a candy ass, you know. But I'm getting back into some coffee, and I just found CBD, so hopefully my routine comes back. But yeah, before breakfast, I definitely like to jog.
Right on. Are you a virgin?
No, I did lose my virginity in Oxnard.
Not a virgin. Are you married?
I am married, happily married, 11 years married. We were engaged for 4 months before that, and she became my girlfriend a year before that. So I think it was like, what's that, 8 months? We were boyfriend and girlfriend for months. Then she proposed to me, and then we planned for that wedding. And it was in Mexico, so it was only like $2,000 total.
So it wasn't real. Doesn't count.
In the United States, I'm like legally not married.
Yeah.
We paid for the marriage certificate to be translated to the States.
You got to pay off the federales. So you're not a virgin, but you are married. Were you a virgin when you got married?
I think if you don't use it, my frequency is I'm gonna roll back into virginity. Like at a certain point, if you haven't had sex,
you're gonna roll back.
Yeah, they're like, hey,
it's like an odometer. Like it just hits a limit and then you reset.
Someone told me if I only do comedy twice a month, I might roll back into not doing comedy. You know, and I think the same. If you don't use it, you lose it, and or you get it back, your virginity. Yeah, I think there's some words in there that could connect.
So, okay, but were you a virgin when you got married?
Oh, interesting. No, I lost my virginity.
Oh, so close. You almost escaped to damnation. So close. I'm just kidding. I really like that combination of those three questions in a row. Nice, the virginity, marriage, damnation. Are you afraid of damnation? I don't know if I'm going to keep those three questions, but I like them personally.
I think people in damnation probably are cooler to hang out with for the rest of your life. You know?
I agree.
Is there a way to tighten that? I think there's definitely a screw right there that I'm not tightening. Dude.
I'll
do it one last time.
Okay. All right. One last effort.
It's also nice because you're asking me questions, and it's like
and it's just like doing its thing. You have to go like, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, there
I think we lost our bass though. We'll see. You want to put it on the front one? I don't know. I think it'll kind of do the same, right? Hopefully.
I wish the issue was that alpacas were attacking us as
I
opposed to...
wish the issue was also that alpacas were getting too close or something.
Is this your blanket?
Did I drop it?
No, I put my blanket on the chair.
Oh.
Nice. All right, intro music one more time from the top.
Fuck no, dude. We're doing it. It's just is what it is. All right. So that was the little get to know you facts.
Now it's only to you.
So, dude, I don't just sit the fuck down. It's fine. God damn it. It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna just do it.
You see why I only do audio at this point?
I understand. It's becoming, yeah. I regret.
Oh no, there's an earthquake.
All right. I regret so much on this podcast.
My wife says that a lot, not about the podcast, but
just in general.
Often in our marriage, she's like, "I regret so."
When she thinks you're not listening, just like, damn it. All right. We're gonna do a segment.
Nice.
You ready to do a segment?
Yeah.
All right. This one's called 805.
Nice.
Or 503. For those who don't know, 805 is the area code for our hometown. We're both from Oxnard, California. Shout out Oxnard, Nardcore. And then for those who don't know, 503 is the area code for like the local area code. Mm-hmm. So in this segment, I'm gonna tell you. No, you're gonna tell me which stat this belongs to. 805 or 503.
Like
they're not really stats, but
or like what, like strawberries, and I'm like Oxnard.
Oxnard for sure. Oxnard
Alpacas, for sure.
Oregon for sure.
Okay, I hear you.
All right. Where do you think has the higher cost of living?
Oh my gosh.
Specifically Oxnard or Portland?
Oh my gosh. Oh, interesting. So that's an interesting thing because I would call Portland more of a comparison to Los Angeles, right?
Right. Bigger city. It's like a full city.
But Oxnard versus even Portland, I want to say Oxnard is more expensive.
You got it. The higher cost of living is in the 805, even though it's not. It's like a little town in California.
To be fair, it touches the beach.
It does touch the beach. There is an Oxnard beach. Mm-hmm. So there you go. Maybe that has something to do with it.
There is, but in Portland they have like this huge body of homeless urine called the river.
The Willamette.
I love Portland.
I love Portland too, bro.
Yeah.
But we do have a problem with the homeless a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, they have a problem with homelessness. It's not our problem. I'm fine, but they're struggling.
You think it's hard for us? Imagine how hard it is for them.
I love your joke about that. Like, you think it's hard stepping over shit on the sidewalk? Think about how hard it is having to shit on the sidewalk.
Yeah. I think that's a little more of a difficult afternoon. To be honest with you,
I think that might be white privilege boiled down to just not having to shit on the sidewalk ever. All right, which one has higher paying jobs?
Interesting.
Because Oxnard has a higher cost of living, so you'd think a higher cost of living would give you higher paying jobs.
You know, Oxnard doesn't have the Under Armour headquarters. It doesn't have Nike. It doesn't have Intel. So I'd got to say the higher paying jobs is going to be in the 503.
You are correct. It's you're 2 for 2 right here.
Nice.
That's the 503 has higher paying jobs, even though it has a lower cost of living. And this is exactly why we're here. This is exactly why we moved from the 805 to the 503. So next time you want to shit on a Californian, just remember that we escaped the literal pits of hell. Which one do you think has more violent crime?
You know, Oxnard has Colonia Chicas, which I've been told is as big as 18th Street. So I would definitely say there's more gang violence in California in general compared to Oregon. So I want to say more violence in Oxnard.
Dude, 3 for 3. There is more violence in our small town of Oxnard than there is in the whole city of Portland.
There's no violent boxers coming from Portland, Oregon.
No, not really. Yeah, which kind of surprised me a little bit. Just the fact that it's like it's Oxnard. You know what I mean?
Why fight when you could just
Portland.
walk on the beach?
Yeah, which has to be a testament of how bad it is in Portland that like most, these are like, you'd think that like all the crazy homeless drugged out people in Portland would be very violent, but no, it's just the people who have to pay higher rent. Those are the ones that are really violent.
After giving 85% of your income to your rent, you kind of want to sock someone up.
Yeah, I could see it. 3 for 3. You smashed it, bro. You smashed it on the 8050503.
I'm happy you had no spelling questions in there. 'Cause that's when it would have all fell up. Read this simple word. Here's one of my daughter's books.
Here's a bonus question for you.
Nice.
Do you think 805 has more pit bulls than the 503 has Subarus? Which one is
nice?
What do you think is higher?
Definitely more Subarus.
More Subarus in Portland
than pit bulls out there.
I think it's neck and neck. I think it's
I could
neck
go.
and neck.
I could go a week without seeing a pit bull, and
that's because they're in everybody's backyard. We don't drive them to work. They're fucking. We don't use them to pull us on a sled down to the bar. They're in our backyards waiting to eat people. No, pit bulls are
not always
big,
aggressive.
cuddly animals.
Yeah,
but they are very protective.
They're only aggressive when well trained to be aggressive.
Dude, yeah, I've seen some videos of just attack dogs in general being very, very well trained. That would be very scary for me.
It's starting to rain. I hope these alpacas know it's time to go under the rooftop.
Is it?
Dude, it was
maybe they'll come over.
It was crazy how many alpacas were behind us when we set up the camera.
We first set up. I mean, I got a good recording, so we'll just run that recording.
We'll remove the background. Replace the background.
You were a car salesman.
Yeah.
You've been in sales pretty much your whole career. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, I've shit, man.
Selling shit in general. How much experience? How many years?
Wow, yeah. I've had 2 jobs in my life that were not. I have had 3 jobs in my life that were not car sales. I was working at Albertsons, working at Sears, and working at Little Caesars.
Sears is done. That doesn't exist anymore, right?
Yeah. See, I've heard it doesn't exist, but it was definitely a cool job. But yeah, it was interesting because they were like, you stand here for maybe 3 hours waiting for a customer. Very similar to car sales, actually.
Just waiting for a customer to come in.
Yeah, at a certain point, you're just standing there, like
waiting
half
for your
of your
turn.
shift. Yeah.
That I heard you explaining car sales is basically like, that one's mine, and like that's the end of your job.
But you know what? How about this? In Sears, I was the highest performer for selling the Sears credit card. So I did make. I think I
destroyed
like $5.
Many a young person's credit.
So I did turn that non-sales job into a sales job. So
what would you say in all of your selling career, in all of your experience selling, what would you say was like the biggest sale, like the biggest gotcha, or the biggest commission that you ever made on just like one slam?
Selling this dick to my wife.
That's the biggest return on investment.
Well,
for sure.
It was the biggest gotcha because it was warm that day, and then she found out I was a grower, not a shower. She was like, "Where's that dick?" No, my wife I'm her first boyfriend, so
yeah,
it was pure ignorance that made her choose me. My biggest sale was probably my first time selling cars, which was in Downey, California, and it was one car sale. It took 30 minutes to sell, and I made $900 commission.
Nice.
Yeah.
930 minutes.
Yeah, but I'd say
it's an average of $1,800 an hour, dude. That's fucking pretty sick.
Yeah, I was when I did that deal, I was convinced that by the age of 21, I would own a home. But
I would be too.
Yeah, but it took me to the age of 31 to buy a home.
Dude, I'm still not there, and I'm 34.
Maybe it was
I turned 35 this
28,
year.
35? Nice. Yeah, that 1990, 1991.
Yeah.
It just takes one sales. It takes low overhead and high commissions. If your overhead is low and then you have some kind of job where you can act, sales is like living off of low income, but every now and then getting high income. And maybe my wife in organizing is what helped that happen. Otherwise, you a lot of bad financial decisions are born in sales as well, which is like you don't know how to have money. It's because when you have it, you just blow it.
Yeah.
Because you were poor for like a month, and then all of a sudden you made good money.
Yeah. Dude, I'd be stoked on a $900
half
bonus,
an hour.
Essentially.
Yeah, you basically take a long lunch after that because you've made your money for the day.
How hard do you think it would be to steal a car from a dealership?
Crazy easy, honestly.
For real?
Yeah, there's like every dealership has like a wall, which is basically a bunch of like little hooks, and they're like in numbers, like 1 through 200. and it's just basically a wall that just has a bunch of keys. So I remember once being in a meeting, in the sales meeting, and the guy was saying, the owner, like, the big boss was saying to the other big boss, he was like, what's stopping someone from just throwing a rock through this window and grabbing all these keys and then just driving cars off the lot, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm sure people with that kind of money will pay just to watch you get fucked. You know, they want their thief to
That's
pay.
true.
Yeah, you don't want to.
Fair enough.
You want to steal from someone.
Yeah, fuck justice. I want revenge.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
A lot of coked up revenge seeking in the car business.
So in practice, very, very simple, but like getting away with it might be
very short-sighted. Yeah.
Yeah. You ever thought about it when at your jobs? You ever had that fleeting thought of like, I could just take this and just fucking
actually
kick it to the homie?
My car right now is the newest car I have, the newest car I've ever owned, and it's a 2001 Camry, you know?
Yeah.
So I was just more in ooh and awe, the ability, the permission to park these things, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like when
You're just a simple boy from the 805.
You know what? I had a 2000 Mustang. Was my
Hey.
Yeah, it was an Oxnard. I got my license. It was my dad's Mustang, and he paid it off. And whenever he paid off a car, he would go trade it in for a new car.
Yeah.
But that month, I got my license, and I was like, Dad, if you want me to be a man, I should know how to drive a manual. Because it was a manual. It was
no, that's fair.
So I was like, if you want me to be a man, I should know how to drive a manual and teach me how to drive this manual. And then I got to keep the car.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say, if you want me to be a man, I have to drive a Mustang. It has to be a Mustang.
Which is, in the car business, considered a woman's car.
I could see why. What about like a Corvette? What does that say about somebody?
You know, I'm not sure. It says that there's certain cars that are a lot easier to maintenance. You know, like you could buy my Camry 7 times for the price of like doing the maintenance on a Mini. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A Lexus window will, like, fixing the window, like, it doesn't go up and down. Let me fix that. $2,000.
Yeah.
A Camry, $400.
Yeah. The lights on my Subaru keep going out, and it literally makes me want to set the car on fire. They're so expensive to replace. Just like little bulbs, because they're like, so you have to like either take off the bumper or take off like the front tire.
So messed up.
It's stupid.
It's honestly like adulthood. Like, if you want to do something, you must do 7 things before you can start doing the thing you want to do.
Yeah, it's definitely buried in there.
I want to buy a home. Well, first you need to move states. Start a new life, get a new job, lower your expectations. You want to buy a home, have the objective of the home you want, and then abandon it. And then settle for a 1-bathroom.
All right, we're gonna do another segment. You ready?
Yeah.
This segment is called "Explain Yourself." All right, and in the segment, what I do is I read you a real headline.
Nice.
It's a headline that actually exists. This actually happened, and we're gonna pretend it was you that did it, and you're gonna explain why you did that. All right.
Nice.
All right. Local comedian arrested after attempting to pay for his McDonald's order in weed.
All right. Understand that I had so much weed, and every McDonald's employee is using their paycheck for weed. I was trying to help this McDonald's employee be responsible.
Cutting out the middleman.
Yeah, like, think of how the employee was able to pay his phone bill that month because he didn't spend his paycheck on that weed, you know?
Yeah.
He gets a free lunch. That day, instead of a free lunch, I got a free lunch.
Yeah.
And he got a free 7 grams of weed, which honestly is a stupid deal.
That's a crazy deal.
Yeah, a non-McDonald's employee would appreciate that. I think I did a good thing, and I don't appreciate you writing about me in the newspaper.
For real, like, especially, like, I'm noticing a trend of, like, snitches at McDonald's. They're like, what the hell, dude? You're snitching on our boy Luigi. You're snitching on my boy Monty. I don't know what's going on at McDonald's, but they are fucking out, dude. All right, that was Explain Yourself.
There's no more Max.
So you basically thought you were doing a good thing. You thought This kid is going to spend it on weed anyway.
I still believe I'm doing a good thing. That, you know what, McDonald's, you kept an employee. If your employees weren't high at McDonald's, they would all realize they're working at McDonald's and quit, you know? Something about being high keeps staffed at McDonald's.
Accepting that they work at McDonald's. Yeah. All right, that was Explain Yourself.
The only reason someone doesn't go to their shift at McDonald's is because they ran out of weed and they realize they work at McDonald's.
They dipped into sobriety just long enough to remember they had a shift that day. Do you believe in free will or destiny?
I heard you say whale at first, so I was like, free willy, free whale, free the whales. Who's more free than the whales? Destiny or free will? That's an interesting question. I believe my understanding is a lot slower than what I'm able to see, you know? So I can understand something now that was presented to me 10 years ago. So whether...
I see how your understanding is lacking. Okay.
So do you know what I have a slow reaction to understanding. So like, I don't think it's about like free will. I think you'll understand it, not necessarily when it happens, and the fact that you don't understand it now doesn't mean you're in control, doesn't mean you could be given an answer and not see the answer. And it's not because the answer was destined or you were destined to know. I think it's, at the end of the day, you'll appreciate it for what it is later, and right now you're appreciating it for what it's not. I don't think destiny or free will have anything to do with it, you know?
Well, it's got to be one or the other. It's either we make decisions on our own based on our own free will, or everything is predetermined based on like how we grew up, where we lived, how people treated us, what we went through, how we were feeling that day, what we had for breakfast.
Well, scope this out. I quit this job because I think the job sucks, right? But then years later, I realize, oh no, I quit that job because I'm a bitch, you know? And I wasn't man enough to handle that job. So it's not like...
So was it free will or was it destiny? Like, what happened? Which one?
I still think I'm like being hit by waves of a butterfly effect further away than my own ability to comprehend, you know? Yeah.
So you have no idea. You have no idea if you're doing things based on your...
I don't think I understand what I'm doing now. I barely think I'm able to comprehend what I did then. All I could hope is that every time I become aware, it feels good, you know? Yeah, so like, am I making it's a trip that my wife is a beautiful part of my life, but I would not have met my wife if my dad didn't get cancer. So was my dad getting cancer what helped me find love? What the fuck?
Like this was that destiny? Did that have to happen in order for you to find your wife, or would you have met her anyway?
Or was I just surrendering the outcome to the point where I could appreciate what has landed on the canvas, you know? And I think free will, destiny, there's like a sense of necessity to control. And I think you're like, wave, stop, ocean, you're under my command now. The ocean's gonna fucking drown you if you don't float with it, you know? So you just need to take it for what it is and appreciate it if you can, and if you can't, appreciate it and be wrong, you know?
Maybe the free will is the universe. The universe has free will and it's doing things, and you kind of have to just navigate and try to surf on that wave and survive. Very interesting.
It's more of a description of the terrain and less of a description of my relationship with the terrain or my power in the terrain, you know? That's a good one.
I like that. Would you rather meet Elon Musk or receive $7?
Oh, meet Elon Musk. I don't give a fuck that people hate Elon Musk.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. Imagine shaking hands with someone who's done more than you, you know? Like, I know a lot of people are mad at Elon Musk, and I think those people are failures. You know, I think if you can't appreciate a winner for their win.
Hold on.
Are you mad at Elon? Are you one of those mad at Elon Musk people?
Not for like everything.
You would trade places with Elon Musk for
a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, I would trade places with Elon Musk.
Now, I would trade.
Not only is he more rich than me, but he actually has a better physique than me, and he has a shit physique.
Dude, 30 minutes after the whole I give my heart out, I'll take it now. I'll take it now. I'll take Elon Musk life now. Whatever meme you would read every meme.
That's actually a good time to get into Tesla because it took a big dive. So in sales you buy low and you sell high, so that's when you buy. I've
been asking my wife if we're gonna sell the Hyundai, and then the Camry's out at 250,000 miles, so it's gonna die eventually. I would love to get a Tesla truck, and I think
you for real?
Now would be, I think, the good time. It could pull the RV. It could pull the RV and
for like 100 feet before it has to recharge.
Bro, I don't think you and I have the fucking...
I love this right now.
I don't think you and I are aware of its ability to the point. I don't think you and I have ever even done it. I've never done a test drive. Have you done a test drive?
I guarantee any other truck on the market, anyone in the worst truck out there is probably better than the Cybertruck.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you're thinking about like luxury. It might be more comfortable inside.
A Tacoma. I'm not a Tacoma guy. I'd rather go Tundra than Tacoma. Those beautiful GMCs, the Sierra. Yeah, there's definitely much better trucks, right? But to your point of like, it's the right time to buy now. Like someone needs to hit a quota that I'm going to help them hit. Someone didn't make a sale today, and some desk manager is going to help.
You're going to get $2,000 off that Cybertruck at least.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to pay $2,000 over sticker price on the fucking Tundra. Why? because the ocean has swung that way.
It has.
Is it destiny, or is it just me knowing it's time to surf, or it's time to dive under the wave?
Also, Honda's got a pretty good truck too.
You know what? I've never heard anyone say that. I've sold with the Avalanche or something like that.
I don't know, but they have.
I've seen the truck. I've sold some used ones.
I think that's a Chevy Avalanche. I think. No,
I've sold some Honda trucks.
Yeah,
and they're just like, they're not.
Ridgeline. I think they're called the
Ridgeline. Yeah, there you go. They're proud to buy them. I'm proud to make a sale.
They have a lot of cool shit, dude. They have Hondas like a lot of cool shit.
The CRV, the older ones have like a built-in picnic.
Dude, and it's table. A Honda. Honda's on the same level like Toyota of just like it's cheap as hell to maintain.
A Tesla hat is not the same as a Tesla car. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's like going to a sushi restaurant and buying their cheeseburger. Like it might be decent, but that's not what made their name. They're not known for their reliable truck, You know who has a crazy truck that doesn't exist anymore? The Mazda truck.
Dude.
Remember those two bangers?
My dad had a little red Mazda truck, dude, and I used to sit on the speaker.
In the 805, right?
Yeah.
I see him there.
I used to sit in the back. He didn't have a back seat, but I used to sit in the back on his speaker because he just had a speaker in the back. That was my memory.
I would love that. They have the Toyota has that around that year, the Ford Ranger,
Yeah.
There's some 2-seater trucks that would make me happy.
A lot of guys have the little Chevy C10 out in the especially in Fillmore. I don't think you ever. I think we talked about this. You don't know Fillmore.
What breasts?
Breasts?
What section of Fillmore are you talking about? Fillmore breasts?
Oh my God, bro.
Fillmore breasts.
Holy smokes.
I think I'm feeling
And you
myself.
have no children. How do you have so many dad jokes and no children? That's crazy.
I start crying because my wife won't give me a kid. We've actually lost every child we've attempted to have.
Damn.
No.
Oh my God.
That's not true.
That is fucked up.
Do you want an abortion? Have you tried telling a joke to your wife before sex? She'll insist on you pulling out.
Monty, everybody. Would you rather be genuinely embarrassed or genuinely afraid?
Oh, nice. Oh, I would choose embarrassed over afraid.
Yeah,
for sure. What's almost sick is that I've been afraid to get embarrassed, but I'm very proud that I'm getting past that. And I think that before I was past it, I was ignorant to it. So ignorant to being embarrassed and being past being afraid of embarrassed, I think are the best place. To have fear of embarrassment, such a pussy move.
Could you imagine if like Robin Williams or Jim Carrey had a fear of embarrassment? Could you imagine how much dimmer the world would be if those guys had a fear of embarrassment?
Are they getting closer now?
One of them is. Yeah. What's up, buddy?
What a cool guy.
He's got the buck teeth and everything. I love it.
Yeah, dude. I'm very much in that shot, so it's him. He's like, yeah. I mean, imagine I had those teeth. Talk about being embarrassed.
All right, so you would rather be embarrassed than genuine. I think I would take embarrassment also.
Over scared?
Over like genuine fear, not just like scared, like, oh, I went on a roller coaster, like something like that, but like genuine fear. I don't know. Sometimes I get genuinely afraid, like in my own house. Sometimes I'll be alone in my house, and like I'll like see something. Uh-huh. You believe in ghosts or anything like that?
I hope ghosts are real because I'd love to know that my dad doesn't die. He's just here in a different way,
just trapped in another dimension,
somewhere that I could be with him, and hopefully I could see him. You know, yeah. But yeah, I appreciate my lack of knowledge on whether ghosts are real. What do you like Day of the Dead?
That's the day where they honor the dead by dressing up like dead and some shit, right? Yeah,
there's definitely aspects. I've spent Day of the Dead in Mexico with my wife twice at this point.
Yeah, and you probably know more about it than I do. Tell me more about it, because I don't know much. I mean, I know it's a celebration, and I know it's about dead people.
So there's this thing called an ofrenda, which I think translates to like an offering or something, and it's like a table. You build one in your house, or you could get mini ones, right? And you put this table up, and you put the photo of the loved one, and then you lay their favorite food on the table. And the idea is that it's the day that they come and visit you. They're like, dude, you cooked my favorite meal.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, you know? And then you, like, for my wife's grandfather and for my grandfather, we put their photos out and we put a beer. We don't drink beer. You know, we buy a beer for them as if they're coming over to visit. And since food is a thing and we like to have this display out for like a week at a time, they do sugar sculptures. Like, and I have some in the house actually. I'll show them to you when we get back. But they're little sculptures.
Oh, so that's why they're called sugar skulls. Is that why they're called sugar skulls?
Sugar skulls are also a thing, and you put them around there. But there's very much this is what we wanted. This is the alpaca that jumps the highest.
Is he the high jumper?
Well, just because he's the black one is what. Is he
gonna eat my ear?
He's definitely smelling your hair. You all have the same hair. Yeah.
These are what there's two breeds. I can't remember what she said. The one of them is like Cersei, and the other one is like Hueca or something like that. Mm-hmm. And this is the Hueca, which is like the curly haired ones.
Nice.
And then the Cersei is like the straight haired ones.
Nice.
And then they have one llama.
They both look like loser teenagers, like, you know, like
with the bangs,
the Edgar or whatever.
They got the Edgars. Yeah, they do. That's awesome.
Yeah, but these sculptures, it's cool because you'll go and they'll have like, there's tortas, tacos. They'll even get white on it. They'll throw like lasagnas and stuff. But you're looking at miniature sculptures of favorite foods that you put out for them, and like we'll put cigarettes out. We don't smoke cigarettes, you know. We'll lay cigarettes out, and the idea is, and we look at it the whole week, and the idea is that if they're coming or if they're here, or if they were here, it's like, it's, you know what, we were talking about hospitality in Mexican culture. They're so hospitable. They're hospitable to people who are dead, bro.
People who are dead. But that's true though. Like, anytime I would go over to my buddy's house, my buddy Michael, growing up, he had a very traditional like Hispanic household. Every time I go over there, if his mom was there, immediately she would jump up and just like start cooking. Like she'd just like start making tortilla chips, whatever. Just be
making tortilla chips. So sick.
Yeah.
Fresh tortilla chips.
She would make fries all the time. She would just like start cutting up potatoes and just throw them in there, just because like we have a guest. Like not even like, oh, you hungry? You want something to eat? Just immediately like, I'm gonna make some food for us.
If I have something to offer you, I'll offer it to you. And at this point, we're talking about like 20-cent potatoes that have now become some like core memory.
Yeah.
You can really make nothing. You can make something out of nothing, which is why my wife married me. Because I was nothing. I was nothing, and she married me. And she's like, I can make. I see these raw potatoes. We'll make these into.
Would you rather be hot or smart?
Nice. I've been wanting to be. I'm neither. And I've been.
I'll take one. I'll take any.
I'm currently neither, but I've only been chasing abs, and I like not by doing.
You're never
sit-ups.
getting abs.
I'm
bro.
never getting abs, bro.
You're never getting abs. Abs take like
depression.
That and like dedication.
I'm afraid that my wife's gonna leave me for someone with abs, and at this point, it's any homeless guy because they're closer to abs than I am.
Didn't she? She was a dancer, right? Like a
Dude,
theater
ballet major.
dancer.
Ballet major in a contemporary.
Literally, any one of her colleagues would have been like
when I
first, an Adonis compared to you.
Dude, when I first did we already talk about this guy, the chair dance? I think I was with Carlos. You might have heard me talk about it.
I think I heard, you were talking about it on Carlos.
When I first met this guy, I first met my wife, and I just came from like Oxnard or just came from the United States where I've been cheated on or whatever. And so I'm assuming that all women are fucking whores, and eventually they'll cheat on you. So first thing I did is I met this woman, I liked her, and within weeks I'm like, You're gonna fuck that guy, aren't you? And she's like, dude, I've never even had a boyfriend before. What are you talking about? I was like, this guy, but look at his abs. He's like, my gay friend Eric.
She's like, do you want to fuck him?
Turns out he's gay, and then I was like, wait, does he think I'm hot then? Because I do like compliments, and like you said, would I rather be hot or smart? I didn't ask if Eric thought I was smart.
Yeah,
I want to be. I'd prefer to be hot.
I think
because I can make it work with stupid. With whatever stupid. And you know what? People tell me I'm not stupid, which is weird.
It's weird for you.
My mother explained it to me recently, like back in the day before the type of media that exists now. Back in the day, it was books. How many books have you read? The amount of books that you read make you well-rounded. I'm like that with TV shows, movies, and fucking documentaries or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I have forced so much of other people's ability to read or understand topics in front of me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like eating on this that I'm now well-rounded enough to like regurgitate. I burp things I've heard or sentences I've.
Yeah.
So I could definitely consume other people's knowledge. I can't have abs based off of your abs.
Yeah. Also,
just insecurities.
I think that being hot gets you further than being smart.
Oh yeah.
I genuinely believe that. There's a lot of people that are just attractive people, and they just get shit handed to them.
Stupid people person with a gun won't hesitate to shoot you. Stupid person with a gun will be like, well, don't shoot the hot one.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. They might, if I don't shoot them, they might hang out with me or something. I don't know.
They might think we might be friends.
Or
lovers.
I got one last segment,
nice.
and then we're gonna bounce because it's getting cold.
Nice.
This last one is called chido or chancla. So you're familiar with the chancla?
Yeah. Yeah, like what, getting hit with the chancla or the one that you wear?
Immediately connotation is getting hit with the chancla, right? Like that's every Hispanic person knows chancla means you're in trouble. Mm-hmm. Do you know what chido means?
Like que chido, like very cool?
Very cool. You got it. So we're going to decide if this topic is chido.
Nice.
Or if it gets the chancla.
Nice.
I chose this specifically for you because I want to know what you feel. I feel like we're going to disagree.
Nice. We do really good at disagreeing.
We do excellent at disagreeing. Or maybe we just agree in opposite directions.
Yeah.
Tagging. Graffiti.
Oh, chido.
Chido. I knew you were going to say that.
I fucking love graffiti, bro.
I knew you were going to say that.
I used to kick it with tag bangers in high school.
Yeah.
Like where everyone was doing gangs, I found tag bangers, which is kind of like the more. I think tag bangers are more gangster than graffiti or graffiti heads. Tag bangers. Like think of LA, wherever we're talking about, it's divided by territory.
Yeah.
And tag bangers don't give a fuck about your territory. They're putting it up on your wall, on their wall,
Yeah.
And gang graffiti is the worst. It's like the sloppiest graffiti.
Because it's just like, bleh.
It's just, this is my city.
Right.
And this is my territory. And then you have bombs, you have throw-ups, you have one-liners. Like there's so many like levels and tiers and art to graffiti. And then it's also an addiction. You start seeing walls. I remember, and
you're like, oh, that one.
Straight up, bro. Yeah, I remember a female in Fremont Junior High that would like this. We're young, and she would talk about getting wet off of a nice wall. Like, that wall. So I need to hit that wall.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
See, I'm in the opposite direction.
Chancla?
I think he gets the chancla a little bit. A little bit. Here's the thing.
From the grandmother, of course. The grandmother of the tag banger is definitely, get the fuck off of my wall. That's part of what makes it cool.
Abuela does not approve for sure. But I think here's my complaint about graffiti, tagging, that kind of thing, is just when it's like on signs and shit. It's like when it's on signs, when it's on like, if you want to do it on a blank wall or like on the side of the freeway, I love that shit. I love seeing art on like my commute, you know what I mean, or whatever. Like that's cool.
You don't like stop sign graffiti?
No, dude. When it's like over shit,
won't stop. That's just hard.
When it's like over things that are like I'm trying to drive and like my life depends on it, and your fucking stupid shit is all over it, and I'm like, dude, like I get it, cool. There's a million other surfaces. Why right here,
dude? They call it hitting the heavens when you tie a rope around yourself and hang
from the overpass and hit the fucking signs.
Legendary, bro. Legendary.
You say legendary, I say fucking annoying, dude.
Dude,
unless you keep it in the corner.
You know what would be annoying?
Just don't cover the shit. You know what I mean? Like there's people. It's hard enough out there. There's especially in California where there's so much traffic, and like if you have to get over 5 lanes and you don't even see it,
the exit,
dude.
But now we got our phones and stuff. You know what's more annoying is you and I trying to jump a fence and failing over and over.
Oh yeah, I can never be a tagger.
Right, like I would be annoyed by my failure of not being able to jump over a fence. I think I would choose admiration to the guy who's climbing. He's on some Spider-Man shit before Spider-Man was a thing, you know, and he's not a nerd, you know.
Yeah, those dudes that like climb up those old like huge beer towers and shit like that, and they tag it all the way down.
So sober tag bangers, weed head tag bangers, methed out tag bangers, they're all using one addiction to dance with their other addiction, and at least one of them has an outlet. Yeah. I love when someone hits a bus stop. I love when someone hits the entire bus route. You know, like
you could tell like this is their bus route.
Yeah, and they claim it. They get out on each stop just to like they'll get off on one stop, walk to the other one, and decorate, and then get back on. You know, God.
I appreciate it. I
what about sticker slapping? That's my level because I don't have handwriting. You know?
Same. I feel the same way about it.
Don't put it on a sign.
Even if, like the sign, even put it on the sign, but like don't put it over. Don't cover shit that's important that I would like want to see.
Which is honestly a rule in the tagging community.
It should be, but I see it all the time of just like, meh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a young disrespectful. There's a rule that you shouldn't step on someone else's line, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder if they applied that same respect to the exit signs. You know, if you would lose your distaste.
Just general shit, but overall, chido. I mean, it is chido to be like, fuck you. You know, just to rebel in any sort of way, especially against things like I love it when I see shit on the freeway. I do genuinely like it. Like when it's just gray wall, you know what I mean, and they tag it up. I like that. You know what I mean? And then it pisses me off that they go out there and they're like they paint it gray again. Like, why are we wasting our money?
And it's not even the same gray.
Yeah, and it's just giant blotches of different fucking gray, and it's just like, this is stupid. This is worse than when it was tagging.
There was a famous one in Uruguay so in Uruguay, graffiti is not illegal, right?
Oh.
So it's you just watch someone start doing graffiti in the day. It's not the police there's no getting arrested or anything.
Weird.
There was this one that someone did, which was just text on the wall, and it was "Ánimo que," I'm gonna misquote it, but it was like "Ánimo" is like come on guys, you know, like. I want to say it's like the one word. Is "ánimo" a Spanish word? Do you know that word?
I don't know.
I feel like it's maybe a more Uruguayan word. I think I heard it in Mexico. "Ánimo," like, come on, guys. Like, it's the kind of thing you say to a football team in a speech before they go out and play the last.
Something like hype.
Yeah, it's a hype.
Hype.
And so the thing is like, "Ánimo," this could be more. Like, come on, guys. Come on, guys. This could be more. We could do more.
Dude, know? That gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it?
And someone covered it, and then they complained to the city
that they covered it.
The people complained to the city that someone covered this graffiti, and they asked if it can be done. So someone came back and professionally did it.
That's what's up.
So it was literally like scribble on a wall Which is also beautiful because imagine someone like going through hard times.
Yeah.
And he's like, I just need to say this. I need to get this out.
Yeah.
You know? And so many other people got to walk past that, you know?
That's pretty dope. It's basically just like, come on, guys. Like, that's basically what it is. It's like, come on.
Which is honestly almost like in your hatred for graffiti, you could be like, dude, come on, guys. You really good. We're better than putting fucking scribbling on walls that don't own to us, you know? But then it kind of ate itself.
Oh, dude, like the other day I was walking in downtown Portland and I saw a food truck. There's food trucks everywhere. And it was just every inch graffiti. Nice. And I was like, man, imagine that dude who, like, that's his dream, is to, like, have this food truck and, like, he buys it.
You don't think it's his graffiti? You don't think he orchestrated that? I'm positive here. I don't know which one you're talking about.
They're all tagged.
Oh, okay.
So maybe they all had the same idea, but I doubt it.
Oh, so you weren't just talking about one that was glitter?
No. Every single one was just completely bombed. All sorts of random shit. It wasn't like they paid a street artist to, like, tag up their thing to make it like a graffitied out.
What about those bars where they let you draw on the wall?
Sure, I mean, if they let you.
But that wasn't the vibe. That wasn't the food court vibe.
No, definitely the vibe is just like food trucks are just other spaces for us to just tag all over. And I highly doubt anybody's asking permission. You know what I mean? They're not doing that.
I do like the concept of someone's like, dude, thanks for buying a burger. There's a marker there, by the way. Feel free to write something on the side of the thing.
Yeah, I think when it's like, when like you're okay with it, or you at least had like some sort of say in it of like, yes, this is my space and I welcome you to like tag it up, you know, because I'm in the city and this is just how the city is. Like, I get that, but that's not the vibe I was getting. The vibe was just like, fuck your food cart. Yeah,
you just lowered the vibe of this food cart environment. It starts becoming like there's less security, awareness of the lack of security, as opposed to appreciation for what was scribbled, you know?
And it was just like, you know, I don't think the food truck owner would really care, but I think maybe they would, you know, like maybe if you really were like proud, like you spent all this money, you did all this work, got your license, you know, had a vision, executed it, this is like your thing, you know, and then people just tag all over it.
I appreciate the written form of schizophrenia that graffiti is, you know, like I got to get these voices out, you know, and then for us, like that, what? And now we're reading these words, you know?
Yeah, I can never read them. I can never understand what the fuck they say. So I think chido, but you got to do it right. Don't be a dickhead about it.
Yeah, but then I'm also like under this awareness that like, what do I know? You know, like who am I to fucking just? I've been wrong so much in my life. It's not like I'm like, well, this one I figured out. You know, because most of the times I figure out I'm wrong, it's after thinking I was right. You know, and maybe this is one I could win. I could be like, well, no, that's very obviously wrong. You know, but shit, everyone deserves wrong.
That was it, dude. That was the whole thing. That was the last segment. That was the whole thing. Let's wrap it up here. Let's recap what we learned about you. That
my feet grow in warm weather.
You have Pinocchio fucking style feet. You know quite a bit about the 805 and the 503. You nailed 805 or 503. You try to sell. You try to pay for your orders in McDonald's with weed. You love Elon Musk.
That was a theoretical marijuana purchase. I would rather smoke the weed. I'm not giving out my weed. I never had weed enough to do transactions with them, you know? Yeah, I'm not mad at Elon Musk at all.
No, you want to blow Elon Musk or whatever.
I would be honored. I would be honored, bro. Just to be to shake his hand is one thing, but to get the opportunity to imagine we got to Mars sooner because I was relieving him of his blue balls.
You're like the Monica Lewinsky.
Dude, think of how many wars were avoided.
Exactly.
You know, she tours now.
Think of how clear-headed he was all the time because of Monica Lewinsky.
Dude, you know, she goes on tours and sells out arenas.
That's insane.
Yeah.
What, she blows him on and she takes his dick on
right? It's not how to give blowjobs. It's for sexual harassment.
Oh, damn. Now I feel stupid. All right.
No, come on, bro. That's also ridiculous. I told my friend about that and he was very upset.
Like, what the fuck? How? But then again, Kim Kardashian... You know what I mean? Kim Kardashian's like famous for basically the same thing.
I've only ever seen.
She's not even like a politician or like anything?
I've only ever seen maybe memes and the Ray J tape. Those are the only Kim Kardashian medias I've ever been.
That's her whole catalog basically. That's her resume, dude.
You've seen the majority, yeah.
After that, it's like everything was because of that.
How many people? My point to the other guy about the Monica Lewinsky thing is how many people have sucked a dick and not been able to live off of it for years and years and years. Just that one.
She chose the right one.
Yeah. People should be mad at themselves, not mad at her.
Plug your shit real quick. What do you want to plug?
Oh, dude, thank you. My name's Monty, Monty_video_Uruguay. I have a video editing addiction, so I try to upload everything onto there so that when my terabyte blows up, it's still somewhere on the internet.
And it's good shit. I fuck with the shit that you upload. I like your style.
Thank you, man. I also have Monty Video on YouTube. I have Medicine Cabinet Memories is my first and favorite YouTube video I've ever made. And then I've made some like infomercials about small businesses in Uruguay. So I have about like 350 YouTube videos. But those two, yeah, that was just like trying to do it. I need a video edit, so I was video editing, and my first podcast attempt was in Uruguay in 2017, where I would interview a student to ask him about like what it's like to be a student in Uruguay.
Hell yeah,
yeah. So YouTube, Instagram, and check out any episode I'm on that's in someone else's podcast. I have my Monty Radio. But the only reason why I did that is to have conversations with interesting people, and Javi, Carlos, Mateo Romero, you know, like these people have graced me with the opportunity of being a guest in their conversation, which is something I really appreciate. It's helped me appreciate myself more by getting to share these moments with you. So thank you, sir.
You're welcome, dude. And thank you for being on. Last thing also, I want you to plug your open mic.
Oh, thank you. Oh, and by the way, dude, let me shake your hand, dude. Like I like myself more for understanding I have anything to do with you getting back into comedy, you know, because I like your comedy a lot.
Thank you, man.
I really appreciate your comedy. I really appreciate your jokes. Very. Jesse, I was having a conversation with Jesse Hooper.
Yeah.
And he just out of nowhere started blowing you. He was like,
shit.
Yeah, the Dr. Pepper joke.
Yeah.
Dude, such a good joke, you know?
No shit.
In rooms that you're not in, people are complimenting that joke.
Shout out Jay Hooper.
Fuck yeah.
On Instagram.
So, the first and third Monday of each month in downtown Hillsboro at a beautiful pizza spot called Pizzeria where they do wood fire pizza. And they gave me last Thursday, so last Thursday of each month as well. And every Sunday I get together with the group and do sketches.
Yeah.
So we keep uploading those.
Do you have a name for your sketch comedy group, or?
We keep trying to talk about names and we haven't figured it out yet. It was like they keep wanting to be like Two Shorts and a Tall or some shit like that.
Two Shorts and a
which is honestly a good one, right? Two Shorts and a Tall.
It's a little on the nose.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but they're kind of nerds, bro, and they're like 6 years older than me. Like I'm 34 and they're like 38, you know, or 40, and they're like, why don't we call us the Gestures or something that is a reference to Lord of the Rings?
What about the Three Lamigos?
The Three Lamigos.
The Three Lamigos.
Café quemado and bien quemado. Rare and
shades
medium
of brown.
Yeah, we haven't figured out that name yet, but I do appreciate the consistency of having an idea and executing it.
Yeah.
I appreciate your execution.
I'm trying.
I would get a tripod with higher legs.
I have another tripod. I'll just bring it. It's just bigger, and I didn't want to carry it
Mine
around.
cost like $9, bro, and so that's why I bought 4 of them. You know?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right, that's fucking it. And then I got custom outro music, special for us. So we're gonna play that. Turn the mics down and just kind of let it go. Thanks for watching, guys. Hobby Show, Monty Video.
A great show.